The Galactic Council had long categorized Earth as a Class 5 death world, a planet full of hazards but ultimately insignificant on the grand scale of the cosmos. They watched its inhabitants struggle, evolve, and spread, but humanity never seemed a true threat. That belief shattered when the deep space monitoring stations detected something impossible. A pulse. Not from human technology, but from beneath Earth's crust, an energy surge so vast it bent sensor readings across light years. Seismic shifts, gravitational fluctuations, and electromagnetic storms erupted across the planet. At first, it was dismissed as a natural disaster. But the pulse kept growing. Something had awakened. A joint Terranzino scientific team was dispatched to investigate. Their search led them to the Mariana Trench, where readings spiked beyond all known thresholds. Machines failed. Communications flickered. Some researchers collapsed, clutching their heads in agony. Then they saw it. A structure buried miles beneath the ocean floor. Not built by humans. Not by any known race. They called it the World Engine. It wasn't a ruin. It was still running. And Earth's sudden transformations were no accident. Humanity had unknowingly activated it. The initial scans were terrifying. The World Engine wasn't just a machine, it was a living system, rewriting the fundamental rules of planetary evolution. Terraforming protocols twisted the atmosphere, solidified the planet's core, and accelerated biological adaptation. Earth wasn't being destroyed. It was being perfected. Panic erupted among the scientists. If left unchecked, this process would reshape the entire biosphere. But when they tried to deactivate it, they failed. The system was self-protecting, rewriting its own fail-safes faster than they could react. Then came the first casualties. A containment team sent to the core never returned. The footage recovered from their suits showed flickering figures moving in the abyss, shadows where none should be. The final transmission was a single, whispered phrase. "We were never alone down here." Across the planet, reality itself shifted. Gravity increased, yet humans adapted instead of breaking. The oceans became richer, teeming with apex predators that had never existed before. Forests grew denser, their canopies blocking all attempts at aerial surveillance. Earth was evolving, and humanity was evolving with it. The Galactic Council convened an emergency session. The fear was undeniable. A death world that upgrades itself? No species had ever encountered such a thing. They debated quarantine, orbital bombardment, even full-scale planetary sterilization. But none of it mattered. Because Earth's transformation was accelerating. What started as tectonic shifts became geomagnetic storms that scrambled galactic navigation systems. Ships approaching Earth began malfunctioning, as if the very fabric of space pushed them away. And the humans? They adapted faster than anyone thought possible. They didn't fear the increased gravity, they embraced it. Their bones strengthened, their endurance doubled, their intelligence expanded. Reports of psychic anomalies surfaced, humans sensing emotions, moving objects without touching them. The Council made their decision. Abandon Earth. Seal its coordinates. Let it become a legend, a warning. A final message was sent to the last remaining human outposts before contact was lost. It was brief, cryptic, and chilling. "We are not dying. We are becoming." And then silence. The galaxy moved on. Earth was erased from the star charts, its name spoken only in hushed whispers. And for 1,000 years, no one dared to return. 1,000 years passed. Earth was forgotten, a ghost in the archives of history. The Galactic Council ensured its coordinates were erased, its memory reduced to whispered warnings. A world that should never be approached. But secrets never stay buried. A xenoscientific expedition, charting unknown regions, stumbled upon something impossible. A gravity well where there should be none. A planet-sized anomaly with no recorded data. They ran a deep scan. The results were terrifying. The world they found was not the Earth of legend. It had changed. Grown. Gravity fluxes rippled through the system, bending light itself. The planet's surface no longer resembled any known world. Floating continents drifted like islands in the sky. Mountain ranges shifted over weeks, as if responding to unseen forces. The atmosphere was layered, dense enough to crush most ships before landing. Yet the most disturbing discovery was this: there was no technology. No energy signatures. No transmissions. No sign of civilization. And yet, the planet was not dead. The crew sent drones. Every single one was obliterated the moment it entered the atmosphere. Some simply vanished, as if erased from existence. Others sent back a single frame of footage before disintegrating, figures moving through the sky. Humanoid. Without ships. Without armor. Floating. Watching. The expedition sent an emergency report to the Galactic Council, and for the first time in a millennium, the Senate convened in panic. A fleet was dispatched. Heavily armed. They expected ruins. They expected a hostile, mindless ecosystem. What they found was something else entirely. The ships approached orbit. Instruments failed immediately, distorted readings, sensor ghosts, gravitational shifts that made no sense. Some captains panicked and tried to leave. They never made it back. Then the transmissions came. Not from the planet. From inside their ships. Voices speaking in a language that was not spoken, only understood. You have returned. The fleet fired. Reflex, fear, instinct. Nothing reached the surface. Not a single shot. The energy simply ceased to exist mid-flight, dissolving like mist. Then the air itself rippled, and they saw them. Humans. At least they had been. They stood in the void of space without suits, without ships, without fear. Eyes glowing like stars. Their presence warped reality, their very existence bending light and gravity around them. The fleet's commander tried to speak. Tried to demand answers. One of the figures drifted forward. The moment its gaze met his, he felt it. Not words. Not sound. A presence pressing into his mind, vast and incomprehensible. We were human. Now we are more. Panic erupted. The fleet turned to flee. Only half made it back. The survivors carried a single message to the stars. Earth is no longer a death world. It is a God world. The galaxy fractured. Fear spread faster than war, faster than plague. The revelation of Earth's return shattered the foundations of power. Empires that had stood for millennia crumbled under the weight of a single undeniable truth. Humanity had surpassed them all. The Galactic Council met in secrecy, desperate to contain the panic. Some argued for diplomacy, others for war. But no one could agree on how to fight an enemy that defied reason itself. Reports flooded in. Ships vanishing near the Sol system. Unexplained gravitational anomalies appearing across the galaxy, as if reality itself was bending under an unseen hand. Dreams. Whispers. Entire populations waking with visions of figures wreathed in light, watching from the void. Some species fell to their knees in worship. Others prepared for war. The most powerful fleets in the galaxy assembled, each race unwilling to let another claim whatever power had emerged from Earth. They called it a containment operation, but everyone knew the truth. It was an invasion. Armadas surrounded Sol, weapons primed. They expected resistance. Ships, weapons, a final stand. None came. Earth did not respond. The fleets advanced cautiously, breaching orbit. The planet loomed below, unfamiliar yet alive, pulsing with energies beyond comprehension. Instruments failed. Time itself twisted near the surface, distorting perception. Some captains swore they saw mountains move. Then the sky opened. Not with weapons, not with fire. With them. They rose from the planet in silence, hundreds then thousands. No ships. No armor. Only themselves. The fleet opened fire. The light of 1,000 cannons filled the void. And then, nothing. Every shot, every missile, every beam of energy vanished. No explosion. No impact. Just erased. Then the first ship collapsed. Not destroyed. Folded inward. Metal compressed. Matter crushed into something smaller than a grain of sand. Then another. And another. The survivors tried to retreat. It was already too late. A voice, not spoken but felt, filled their minds. You came to conquer. You came to destroy. You do not understand. The remaining ships simply ceased to be. The only survivors were those left untouched, spared by a choice beyond their understanding. A final message reached the Galactic Council, carried by the last living witness. You are not our enemies. You are beneath our notice. The galaxy was silent. No fleets remained to challenge Earth. No armies marched. What had once been a unified council of starfaring civilizations was now a collection of broken empires, paralyzed by fear. Those who had witnessed Earth's ascension firsthand refused to speak of it. Some vanished, retreating into the depths of uncharted space, hoping to escape the watchful eyes of those who no longer needed ships to travel. Others surrendered their worlds without a fight, offering fealty to something they barely understood. Rumors spread. Some claimed that Earth had become a singularity, a living black hole of thought and will. Others swore they saw humanoid figures walking on dead moons, standing within the hearts of stars. But the truth was far more terrifying. Humanity did not conquer. They did not rule. They simply were. Entire sectors found themselves untouched, yet subtly changed. Planets long thought uninhabitable suddenly teemed with life. Ancient ruins, dead for millennia, hummed with power once more. Some who had been sick, dying, or broken awoke healed, whole, changed. Humanity was not punishing the galaxy. They were remaking it. Then, for the first time since Earth's return, one of them spoke. Not through messages. Not through fleets or emissaries. A single figure appeared within the Galactic Council's chamber. No ship had arrived. No security system had detected an intruder. They were simply there. The council members trembled. None dared speak. The figure studied them, eyes like burning stars, and then, with a voice that carried through space itself, they delivered a single truth. You feared us when we were weak. Now you are beneath our fear. And then they were gone. From that moment on, the galaxy was no longer ruled by politics, war, or power. It was ruled by the knowledge that humanity watched from the shadows of the stars, no longer conquerors, no longer mortals. Something greater.